Traders, this is Augustus on the chart once again. In this video, we are going to analyze the past price action. That's from 21st August to 26th August. That's last week. And also look at how we could have gotten entries for the previous week, and again opportunities that we can also get for the week ahead. So whenever I want to analyze a pair, I have to look at the current trend. Of course, in 1 hour, the current trend is bearish. You can see that price is constantly pushing downwards. But when you look at here, there was a low that it seems price has broken, but price hasn't moved yet. So we don't know whether price has broken the low or it is going to reverse. So we move on to the higher time frame to see. So this is the low we are talking about, whether price is going to respect or probably violate it. Then when you go to the daily time frame, we can see that price is also moving in a range. So we have this horizontal channel, but there is a probability that price will sell to this bottom before it reverses or even break it down, but we are not there yet. So let's go back to the lower time frame to see how we would have taken entries on GBPUSD. So whenever I'm working on this, first of all, I have to get my zones, so that I'll be waiting for price. Of course, if the market opened here, then I will probably mark this zone for sell. That time I didn't take any trade over there, so this will be the first thing I will consider. Then after this, I will switch to 15 minutes and see whether we could have had entries. Whenever I'm analyzing like this, there are also indicators that I use to aid me in analyzing the market and also picking up the zones where I'm going to enter. In my thinking process, I also think there is a possibility that price will reverse because of this low that we have here. Let me name it a low that we have here. This may be a fake breakout as well. This could also be a fake breakout. Then price will move backwards. But we wait for price to tell us what to do. Then we take the action. So let's look at 15 minutes where we could have had entries. So after this, if I had this zone here, I could have secured an entry around this place. If there was a refinement, probably this would be the refinement. Then as price pierced through this zone, it means I have to mark these zones we have there and see whether price is going to respect. Of course, price did respect that there. Then price came to the low here. So for something like this, always I have to have these bands in place. Then as price pierce into the band fully, more than halfway like this, I have to think that there is a higher possibility of a reversal. So around this place, if I'm in the 5 minute, I may get a confirmation entry and enter. But since I'm in 15, I think will be the right zones for me will be these areas that I will be marking for possibilities of buy. Of course, price got into the zone, it sold. Here, as price moved impulsively to break these highs, I will pick a candle here, maybe this last candle, but I will look for a high that has been broken by a body. So this is the candle I will pick. So it means around this zone, I'll be looking for a buy. Then I will extend, probably assuming I also pick this zone and monitor price for an entry. The price also came to test that zone. That was POI for sell. Then price came down. Of course, there was also another zone here. So how do I pick the zones? Price couldn't get to this zone. It respected the top of this one. Then price pushed upwards in this direction. Then it's violated, obviously, violated. It's around the same place, but I think there is one zone higher that is cool to use than this one. All right. So we now have our zones. We will go for our entries in the 5 minutes, where we could have used the zones to find entries as far as price action is concerned. All right, so let's go to the 5 minutes. Well, the first trade that would be on probably, what was the date? Price got into it, 22nd. So on the 22nd, there are other indicators. I have one down here. All right. So if I'm looking for a buy and it is up, then it means there is a probability. But I use the zones for the entries, the zones, not the indicator here. You somewhere say when you see this here, you sell now, you are going to lose your cash. So price tapped into the mark zone. It gave me a nice entry. So if you had decided to enter this with probably my 25 pips risk, this would have been a fine entry for you. All right, the stop loss is above this. But most of the time I wait for an M pattern like this, so I would be entering using that candle. Then I had my entry as this. So this entry would have been a perfect entry, because looking at where we had the crossover here, likewise this one, all of them were perfect entries. But most of the time I wait for the formation of an M pattern. I think there was one zone I missed. Of course, this leg broke this low. So if I'm marking out this zone for a bearish possibility, I would have included this one, because if I separated that, this cell should pick this one, and this zone should also pick this one, it wouldn't have been nice. I'm just picking the bullish candle inside. So I would have included that one to this, and we are going to get something like this as our zone for a possible sell. My entry is in 5 minutes, not in 15 minutes. So I'll just come to 5 minutes and look for entry confirmations. So this is the candle I would have used for an entry. Then for this, of course, let me still use my 25 because there is no big break. There is one nice setup here. So one type of my entry style, wait for this low to be taken out, like it was taken out. This was where it was taken out, the leg originated from. So I monitor price in this zone and I had a nice entry over there. Then I don't always wait for my TP to be hit. Most of the time, I just close it earlier than the time I enter the trade. When price hits 1 to 3 and I see any sign of reversal, I will just exit the trade. The next thing we have here is that price sold into this zone. But the question is, do we have any zone that price tapped into? No. I don't think we had anything like that. So that was a low, a new low that was formed over here. So in my 5 minutes, when I get that low, I'll ask myself, because when you look at the 15 minutes, price entered the band fully, almost fully. So I can tell myself that there is a higher possibility of reverse, and look at how it was in sync with the indicator below here. We just go to the 5 minutes and see whether I would have caught an entry. All right. So when you look at the price action, I would say here I would have secured a nice entry probably when price got to this level, this nice candlestick there, and I'll be risking my 25 pips. What was my drawdown? My drawdown was about 15 pips, and price started moving in my direction. Then, assuming I missed that entry, I just wait for certain high to be broken. This high was taken out, so I would have this level as a monitoring POI that I want to enter. Then, looking at this high that was taken out, would have also marked this one as another POI that I am also going to enter. Then afterwards, after seeing this nice rejection candle over there with a USD here, about 25 pips, good to go. Then I also had this zone, so I was thinking I'm going to enter. The entries will be probably 1, 2. And when I look at the 5 minutes, there is one nice bearish candle there. So that's where I'm going to wait for price to give me an entry. Price gave me this bullish entry. Am I using the bullish entry? And USD, my risk and my reward. Then price also broke this high and came and retested. But let me pick this candle. It's the same thing, so I mark this candle, then waited. Price came and tested, giving me this nice rejection candles USD. Then one cool thing about the 5 minutes is that there is no FOMO. There is no FOMO. If you miss the first time, wait. You will get another entry. Just wait patiently. Unless you don't know what you are doing. As long as you know what you are doing, all shall be well. Look at this nice move. And price gave this nice rejection candle here. But this trade, I took it, but I waited for price to come and retest that zone again. That's how I took the trade, and I entered with a limit order. Then I was tagged in, then boom. I didn't wait for my TP to hit, but that's what I did. Let me go to the 15 minutes and see if the TP would have caught some kind of hit. Now, about how many pips to TP? 1 to 5 is too much. 1 to 5 is too much. It's too much. About 14 pips. That's why I always, when I get about 1 to 3, I can close it at any time. But when I'm setting TP, I use 1 to 5. So if I'm risking 25 pips and my TP 1 to 5 is 125. Price got into this zone, right? Let me see. I think I am seeing something like a triple bottom here in 5 minutes. That is very, very nice. But this trade, I planned to take it, but I was working, so by the time I came, it was already gone. Then price impulsively broke that high for me. Then it means I wait for a retest. Price came like this, probably enter here after this bullish candle. Then USD, of course, price traveled some pips. All right. That again I will be looking at. What was the last entry? That was this bull. And how many pips to TP? I will change my settings to 1 to 4 because 1 to 4 it seems you get a hit most often than 1 to 2. Price got to this zone. It got to this zone. So price got into this zone and we wanted an entry, just flash to the 5 minutes, then went there. We just go to the 5 minutes where price tapped into the zone. Then a nice entry, this low was taken out here. Then I think I like this rejection POI, very, very nice. Most often it works. So price will come and test the POI. That's where my entry will be. Then if I'm risking the 25 pips, oh, this is a sell. I'm risking my 25 pips. Then something like this. That's what is going to happen. So looking at, let me go to the 15 minutes. Why I wouldn't have taken that trade. Of course, there was nice one there, these ones, but it wouldn't be my type to take. Price got into this POI I'm waiting for again. Then let's see how I would have taken advantage. Think with this trade, it would have been a missed trade because I will be waiting for this high to be taken out. And if it was taken out, I didn't see anything else. So I wouldn't have taken it unless I apply my weak rejection rules and entered here. But here, price was closer to the zone, but not yet. The double bottom, no, I think this would have been a mystery for me. Yeah, it would have been a mystery. But when you look at this in the zones nicely, and it was in the bands as well, and looking at this oscillator or whatever, they are all in line. So you could have taken a trade. So the next trade, which was this. Think I was waiting for an entry around this place, and the POI. I think I used this one, waiting for an entry around this place. Yeah, but if you had gotten an entry here, of course that trade could have been a loss or break even, depending on the management style. So let me see. I'll mark this low. Price broke the low probably here. Then I wanted an entry. Maybe. Why was the low taken out? Probably. I'll mark this high as one and pick this candle as another one. So if I'm entering the trade, it would be here, and the stop loss will be obviously above. Assuming I'm risking my 25 pips US dollar, yes, that's where my stop loss will be. And at the end of the day, the trade is going to be a complete loss. You are not always going to win. Then we tapped into the second POI. At this point in time, don't say your price hits your stop loss, so you want to reverse to buy. Please, we are still looking for bearish entries. So price came here, then we want to find a low. This was a low taken out after price tapped the POI. So we want price to come and retest probably half of this zone so that we can enter our sell position. Price came with bullish impulse. It was news. Then it penetrated the zone and gave us a nice bearish candle. Then the sell position would have been here, then USD 25 pips, and when you come to the 15 minutes, I think TP would have been smashed within a couple of hours. So this is how we could have analyzed the chart and also taken a trade. What are we looking forward to? I see price is currently at a discounted zone. So we have to look for a buy. So I move backwards like this, and let me look for the zone that I want to monitor price for a buy. I think this is a nice zone here already, but let me extend it to maybe this part and extend it into the future. So when market opens on Monday, we have to remember that we are still in a bearish trend. The bullish trend isn't confirmed yet. So when market opens on Monday, GBPUSD, we will be looking for buys. We'll be looking for buys around this zone. Even if you see that price is selling, don't sell. Allow price to come to a premium price before you sell. But looking at the zone we are in currently, probably next week we are going to buy GBPUSD to a premium zone before, if the bears wants to take over, we can continue the bearish direction.